So real quick, let's go through these pairs one by one. So again, we know AU has a gap at the top, already gave STP for the day, so we'll skip over that. EA, still good with this 372. We still haven't really gotten an engulfing candle on this one. Again, the only entry we have is that entry with the 50 EMA, right? So it'll most likely already give us this. Now in the lower time frame, we have a little small change of character, break of structure. We have lower low, right? Lower high, lower low, boom, change of character, higher high. But this change of character was with a wick, right? And then we had higher low and then higher high. So now this BOS, when we looking at our candles, right, you can see that all of these candles are testing. Testing, 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 right? Up until here, right? And then price ended up giving us the higher low, the pullback, to then continue. Right, would have loved to have seen a more clean break of structure than this. To be honest with you guys, would have loved to have seen a cleaner break of structure. However, it did give you that retest, and that retest happened at 5 in the morning. So when we're looking at our engulfing candles and everything else, as of right now, we don't have none of that. Internal time frame, let's take a look. So we know at one point we're trading high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, boom. Low, lower high, lower low, boom, higher high, boom, lower low, right? We still don't have the 1 minute shift, right? So we could potentially look for a 1 minute shift. However, again, we have to take into consideration that if we get a 1 minute shift here at the top side, you know, at this point we'll only be looking for 20 pip catch. You know, it'll probably most likely be a 1-to-1 trade, right? 20 pip TP for a 5 to 10 pip stop loss on that 1 minute time frame entry. So would have loved to have seen a little bit of a better entry opportunity on the actual 30 minute. That way we could have, you know, a 40-50 pip range for take profit, and then that way we could have, you know, two other entries that we could look for in the lower time frames. Would have loved to have seen that opportunity on EA. But we'll see what price does. Right, so let's go back to EU. Right, let's go in order. So EU already gave us STP and ADR for the day, so this one is one that we're gonna go ahead and just skip over. ECAD already gave us STP for the day as well, so we'll skip over that. GA, we have 3 days of rise, so already, right after 3 days of rise, market must chop or drop. I'm expecting price to give us a pullback for GA. But we're looking good, right? GA is already giving us the higher low point. We're looking for price to start pushing to the top side. We want to see the change of character, we want to see the break of structure, which we already have. Right, we have the change of character, we have the break. Now we're looking for a pullback. Right, we'll love for price to give me a pullback. Right, could price continue? Of course. Right, we had 1 day of rise, we have 2 days of rise. On the third day, which was Monday, price opened with a gap, reset the trend. So technically speaking, could price continue to push to the top side? 100%. Right, so we just gotta be patient. We'll wait it out. GCAD also multiple days of rise. Price is just kind of moving sideways. So GCAD is one that hasn't hit STP just yet, hasn't done ADR, just kind of moving sideways. When we look at GCAD as well, where we're at in the overall market makers pattern, right? We know we're in this little zone of consolidation, we could say already, right? We could see that this is where price has been moving sideways, and it makes sense, right? We have, when we zoom out, we have the first push, second zone consolidation, right? Second push, second zone consolidation, and now we're looking for price to give us that third push back to the top side. Would love for price to give us a higher zone consolidation. I don't like how close we are to the first zone. I don't like how close we are to the second zone in the previous market makers pattern. Would love to see somewhere above here, right? But we'll see it. We'll look for it. We'll be patient. Price is still trending on GCAD, so it's not like we're late to the party or anything. We just gotta give it a little bit. Give us some more confirmations to then continue to take these trades. GCAD is looking good. Very similar to GA. Already gave us a change of character, gave us a break of structure. The only thing we haven't gotten after that break is a real pullback, right? And instead of giving us a pullback, what we're getting is just a zone of consolidation. So remember, there's two type of trends. There's two type of movements the market is going to give you, right? The trend, which is higher highs, higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs, right? Which are also pullbacks, right? Or we'll get price to just consolidate, right? And then in the zone of consolidation, instead of giving us a pullback, we'll get a break retest to continue, right? So on GCAD, we just got to be patient, wait to see what price wants to do. Could it give us a variation where it's just going to break below these lows and then give us a pullback and then continue the push back to the top side? Of course, it's definitely something that could happen. We just got to wait for those confirmations. That's pretty much it. So at this point with GCAD, right, STP hasn't been hit yet, so we'll continue to monitor it. GJ STP hasn't been hit either. I don't think so. All right, let's take a look. 197 is ADR minus 33, 131. Yeah, so we already did STP for GJ as well. Yeah, so GJ is done for the day. No worries. GU 121 is ADR. STP for the day is 81 pips. Did we do 81 pips already? We did 80. Yeah, so GU is already done as well. We can see that we're moving counter as well, so we're gonna get a pullback. And again, it's all good. We have 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, we know the market's either gonna go down or move sideways, and price is moving down. So GU is already done for the day. Emmanuel, what's good, my brother? Good morning. Good day, sir. Your screen is too dark. Please, why not try a white background? I can't use a white background. It's too bright for me. It would be way too bright for me. On TradingView, the black background is the easier one for my eyes. I can't change that background. So GU's already done for the day. STP's already been hit. US 30, this is the one for the hour. Right, we'll wait to see what price wants to do during the NYC open. Right, so we know we were trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us an inducement, change of character, lower low, and then price went right back to the top side and gave us a higher high. Right, and at this point, I'm not gonna say that this is higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, we're all gonna say that this is just part of the same trend. Same thing in the 4-hour high. Right, we know that we're still trading between this 4-hour high over here. Right, and on the 30-minute, well, let's go back. I think I've seen an engulfing candle. Right, yeah, in the 4-hour time frame, we have an engulfing candle here. Now, am I going to take this trade on the engulfing candle? No. Why? Because we already have 2 weeks of rise. This week being the 3rd week push to the top side. Price already gave us this 3rd week high. Where are we? We're at a higher high. Right? Again, let's talk about this in a drawing, in an example of a drawing. You're trading the trends. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? When you're trading at a higher high, do you want to see price continue to make higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher high, higher highs? Or are you expecting price to give you a higher low to then continue into a higher high? Right? That's the number one thing. Now, let's take it a step further. Oh, but you have an engulfing candle. Why wouldn't you take the entry on the engulfing candle? It's very simple. When you're at a higher high, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. In a higher high, do you want to take a double bottom? Right? Or at a higher high, do you want to take a double top? Right? At a higher high, do you want to take a order block, a bullish order block, or would you want to look for a bearish order block? Right? When you're at a higher high, are you going to take a bullish flag pulse pattern at a higher high, or are you going to wait for a pullback in a higher high? It's the same thing, right? It's all the same thing. Every single trading style that you have is all traded the exact same way using the same rules, which is market structure. The fact that we're at a higher high, the fact that we already have the new weekly high being made after the 2 weeks of rise, a continuation, I'm not expecting US 30 to just continue to push to the top side. Now, can it continue to push? Absolutely, especially a pair like US 30, right? Pairs like US 30, we talked about this yesterday on stream, right? Pairs that are highly manipulated with news and everything else that's going on, this could definitely continue to push to the top side, right? We have a gap in the market, resets the trend, price could definitely continue to push to the top side, right? However, I'm not here to assume, and I'm not here to make believe what I want to see. I have to follow my own rules, right? Every single time I'm on the charts, I follow the rules. We have a change of character. Do we have a valid break of structure? No. Because we don't have a valid break of structure, I'm not taking the trade. It's that simple. right? What am I going to wait for? I'm either going to wait for a valid pullback to give us a break to continue to push to the top side, or we're going to wait for the inducement of the highs and then for price to continue to push down to the bottom, right? So US 30 right now, just going to take a step back from it, right? We'll continue to monitor it. This is a pair for you for the NY Open, so we'll monitor it at 9:30. USD CAD still in the zone of consolidation, so I won't be trading it. USD ZAR already hit STP for the day, so we could skip that one for the day. Gold is moving sideways, right? Gold is looking good. Again, very similar to what we just went over on US 30. For me to continue to look for these shorts on gold, what do I need to see? I need to see that break of structure. Without this break of structure, this could just be an inducement of the lows, right? For price to continue to push up to the top side and follow the uptrend that we've been on for the last couple weeks, right? We have higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low change of character, and price is just moving sideways. So once again, this is going to be one where they'll keep this one easy for us. Price is consolidating, right? So we already know we're going to get one of the type 1, type 2, type 3 patterns. You just got to keep it simple. So we know we're in a zone of consolidation. We're looking good. So gold, we'll keep an eye on gold as well, especially in the 15-minute time frame. Bitcoin, I'm not going to be trading Bitcoin personally, but let's see where we're at. So we are still rejecting the highs. We're still sitting here at the top, right? We're in this little zone of consolidation on the 4-hour time frame, right? No engulfing candles in the daily, nothing on the 4, nothing on the 1, right? And on the 30-minute, we have a day of no net, no continuations. Price was making higher highs and higher lows, and then price ended up giving us a lower low change of character. So again, for me to continue to look for shorts, I need to see the break of structure happen first and then start looking for trades. So right now we have nothing on Bitcoin. We had a little, not a valid engulfing candle here. It doesn't have a bottom wick, so Bitcoin just gonna turn that one off. And then last but not least on the list for us to see, we have US oil still making lower lows and lower highs, looking good. Right, I'm not gonna be trading oil right now. Gonna give it a little bit of time to develop just a little more. But this is looking good for the rest of the week, right? Would love to see a steeper pullback on oil, especially the fact that we had the change, we have the break, we have the third push. I'm looking for price to give us a steeper pullback now to then continue to look for trades. But oil is looking amazing, right? Oil is looking good. So right now for the rest of the morning, all we have left really is EA to give us this 372. We have GCAD. No, we don't. GCAD is not in a good spot, but it's consolidating. But it hasn't done STP, but we'll continue to monitor it. US 30 looks good too. We'll wait till NYC open, and then gold also hasn't done STP, just been moving sideways. So we'll keep a close eye on gold and EA. Those are really the two pairs for today that look the best to trade. Here was good, Muhammad. Welcome to stream, my brother. Great rising, great rising. So we said gold and EA. So EA, let's start back from the top to the bottom. So do we have any engulfing candles, right? Nothing in the daily. Nothing in the 4-hour. Right. Nothing in the 1-hour. And nothing in the 30-minute. Okay. Right. And then on top of the fact that we don't have any engulfing candles, right? Nothing in the 15 either. In the lower time frame, once again, we had, let's mark this up in the 5-minute time frame. We had lower low, right? This lower low gave us from here to here, gave us this high, right? This high broke and gave us a change of character, right? Hello, mouse, thank you. Change of character, right? In this change of character, price then gave us higher high, higher low, right? And then the break of structure, right? The break of structure, we ended up having all of these candles test, 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 right? This one closed above, came back, and just stayed in this area, right? We had lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, and then all of this is part of the same trend, right? Higher high, higher low, right? To look for the higher high. So with EA, You just gotta be a little patient. We'll continue to monitor it. And then let's say we put it this way, where we have the change of character, right? Right, that change of character then gave us these highs over here, right? Because all of this is part of the same trend, right? So I'm looking for price to give me a break and a real break above here. Right, so let's see. Let's mark it up this way. Let's see if we can have a better opportunity, which looks good. Right, we have the bounces off the EMAs. We have the EMA crossings, especially in the 1 minute. Right, but before the 1 minute entry, we gotta see that break in the 5 minute. Right, if we get this valid break, then we'll be looking for a possible entry for EA. And I would love to get an entry somewhere in this area, right? Because if we could use a 10 pip stop for a 35 pip TP, that's more than good. Right? That'll be beneficial for everybody. So we'll see. Definitely start looking for that break of structure once it happens. And then again, gold, we're kind of just waiting, right? We're gonna see a type 1, type 2, or type 3 patterns. We're gonna look for one of the type patterns. And again, what is that? Let's draw it out. Right, a type 1 pattern, right, in a downtrend, when price consolidates, breaks, gives you a double top, push 1, push 2, push 3 back to the bottom. Right, this is a type 1 pattern in a downtrend. A type 1 pattern in an uptrend is the same thing, but in an uptrend. Right, it breaks below, gives you a double top, and gives you push 1, push 2, push 3. Right, a type 2 pattern, again, price consolidates throughout Asia and London session, right, gives you the break, the retest to continue. Right, and a type 3 pattern, same thing, price consolidates throughout Asia and London session, breaks, comes back 50% of the zone of consolidation, and then continues to push down to the bottom. So that is something that's going to happen here on gold. We're going to get one of these patterns on gold today. So we'll continue to monitor it, be patient, and wait it out, and we'll see what happens. Again, gold starting from the top to the bottom is a pair that in the daily time frame we're uptrending, right? In the full hour time frame, we were in an uptrend, and then price gave us a little change of character, lower low, right? So now we know we're trading between this high and this low. And again, gold is one of those situations where we have 4 weeks where price has been pushing to the top side, right? So technically I wouldn't want to see price continue to push to the top side, but we understand how inducements work, right? Notice how price gave us a little shoulder, head, shoulder, right? And price still hasn't given us the break of structure below that shoulder, head, shoulder pattern. So at this moment, again, am I expecting price to continue to go short? No. For me to see price continue to go short on gold, I need to see the break, the retest to then continue, right? In this area right now, where we're at and how price is moving, could I be expecting and can I see price potentially just giving us a break of the zone of consolidation or retest to continue to push to the top side? Absolutely. Right? So right now we just got to be patient. The fact that we also have the 800 EMA tells us a completely different story. Right? Price is respecting the 800 EMA and hasn't broken below the 800 EMA. I'm not expecting price to just go through the 800 EMA. Right? I'm expecting price to give me a pullback. So right now, again, just got to be a little patient. There's nothing else to do here. Right? Price is still making lower lows and lower highs. Even in the 5 minute, we don't really have clean structure. Right, we have lower, well, not that is clean, but lower low, lower high, lower low. We don't have any break of these lows. We don't have any breaks of these highs. We're pretty much still just trading between this high and this low. Right, so could I be expecting a lower low, lower high to be made? The lower high is definitely going to be made. So again, just gonna wait it out. Gonna wait for our entry criterias to be hit. Once we see a potential entry zone, then we'll start looking for an entry to continue. But as of right now, just gonna be patient. Would love to see an engulfing candle, especially on gold. That's one of the easiest trades to take on gold. But right now the only engulfing candles we have are the ones up top. Right, so again, could I expect price to just give me lower low, lower high somewhere in this area and then continue into a lower low? For sure. Right, so just gonna wait for it. We'll see if we could get an entry for gold for today, and then we'll go from there. And then again for EA, I'm looking for a valid break of structure above our 5-minute high. So once we get that BOS on the 5-minute, that's when I'll be looking to take a trade. Right, we'll look for that break of structure. We'll look for the retest. Once we get the retest, that's when we'll start looking for an entry. Any questions, guys? Let me know. Any other pairs you guys are looking for? Anything you guys want me to go over? Anything at all? Let me know. Anything that's not making sense and you guys want me to explain again, let me know. Alright, my bad guys, I'm back. Put some music on here. Some lo-fi because I can't get this I can't get these videos blocked. That'd not be good, not good for nobody. And we will listen to any questions, guys? Anything while we wait? Any pairs you guys are looking at? Anything that I probably missed that you guys want me to go over again? Let me know. Once again, the only two pairs that really look good for us is EA and gold. We'll keep an eye on GCAD since it is just moving sideways, but again, I already know that this isn't really going to give us the entry that we want to see. I am expecting price to give us a pullback on GCAD, so you know, we'll wait for that. There's no worries on GCAD. You know, especially, yeah, I would love to see the pullback. I'm not even gonna entertain that, right? And then US 30, we just gotta wait for the NY Open, right? Just gonna wait for the NY Open. There's a lot of things we can mark up here, to be honest, so I guess we'll do that now. I would love to use this engulfing candle as a flip zone. Right, so we'll call this our flip zone. Flip zone, right? And this is on the 4-hour time frame. On the 1 hour, just looking for other engulfing candles. Nothing in the 1. In the 30-minute, we'd love to see an engulfing candle. Nothing, right? We also know that we're going to be using, I'm not going to say that this is higher high, higher low, higher high. It just does not make sense, right? All of this is part of the same trend. So I'm going to use these 30-minute highs here, and this is a pretty small zone. We'll use this, right? On the lower time frames, I want to start seeing change of character, break of structure, right? So on the 5-minute, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And then price gave us higher low, then price gave us higher high. So same thing on the 5-minute. 5-minute, we're still kind of in the higher high, higher low. Now in the 1-minute, right? In the 1-minute, we have higher high, higher low, higher high. 1-minute, we have the change of character. Right, all of this. I'm not gonna say that this is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And again, the reasoning as to why is this is not a significant pullback on US 30, right? So I don't want to get faked out, you know. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh look, we have a retest, lower high, this is where we want to start looking for entries. Like, nah, right? Even though the stop loss is super close, right? The stop loss literally in this trade, let's say we use this zone here, we're talking about a 20 pip stop loss on US 30, which is amazing, right? However, there's no point in taking unnecessary losses when we could just be a little bit more patient, right? And wait for price to start turning around. Once we start getting that price to turn around, which again, that'll happen here, right? We have the change of character. Let's mark this up again. I don't know why I deleted it, right? So all of this is part of the change of character. The BOS that we'll be looking for is gonna happen down here. If we could get price to give us this break of structure, especially being that this is also where that flip zone is going to happen, right? Instead of looking for an entry down here, right, we'll be looking for an entry somewhere in this area, right? So we have 82 more pips to play with if we could catch an entry down here. So we'll just be patient. There's no need to rush. No need to feel like we got to take a trade right now. Like, no, we have time, right? US 30 is a big pair too. We have enough. There's enough pips on the table for us on US 30 for us to take an entry in this area or in this area. I don't have to catch a US 30 trade every single time at the peak highs or at the peak lows. We have enough pips to play with to catch continuations on US 30. So we'll be patient. We'll wait it out. Again, I'm just gonna wait for 9:30, the 9:30 open, for us to start trading US 30. So again, US 30, Euro AUD, and gold are pretty much the 3 pairs for today that I'm gonna keep an eye on. So let's wait for this confirmations, guys. Wait for these breaks. Wait for the pullbacks. They'll start taking trades, man. Yeah, but that shit is crazy. Oh man. I should be in Spain right now. I should be in Spain. Still no valid break. We're still just testing these highs. Just gotta be patient, guys. Gotta be patient. Nothing more, nothing less. While we wait, I'm gonna do my Duolingo. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Alright, we did it. We're back. All good? Alright, perfect. Again, just gonna wait for that break of structure to happen on EA. Wait for the pullback to be given, and then we'll start looking for trades. Gold, we're still kind of just sitting here. Gold is moving good, but again, I don't want to be faked out on this one. Again, would love for price to give us that push down to the bottom, give us like a type 1 pattern and a downtrend, but the fact that we don't have that break of structure, right, tells me otherwise, right? Could we expect price to push up into our engulfing candles and then start to push from up there back down to the bottom? 100%, right? So again, just gonna be patient with gold. I'm not gonna force any trades. If we don't see anything crystal clear, I'm not gonna force any trades. And then US 30, once again, in the lower time frame, I would love to see a change of character, break of structure. We got the change of character, right? Higher high, higher high, lower low, change of character, lower high. Would love for price to give us that break of structure into the lower low. So US 30, will keep an eye on it as well. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Any questions, leave them in the chat. I'm gonna put a hoodie on, man. It's cold over here. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. 5 minute time frame. We have a nice little red, green. Little coffee candle action. But would love to see that break of structure first, man. Once we get that break, if we could get the break of structure and then the pull back into that engulfing candle, that would be picture perfect. We'll continue to monitor it. We'll see. Alright, so we didn't get the engulfing candle in the 5 minute. Curse you, Euro AUD, curse you. All good? We'll wait for the valid break again. All of these candles are still testing. None of these are valid break of structures just yet. So we'll continue to monitor EA. Gold is just pushing, man. Gold is just pushing. So we'll see what gold wants to do. Again, we still have a lot of room left for gold to tell us what it really wants to do, right? And then again, US 30. US 30, we're looking for the break of structure to happen on the 1 minute time frame. And we're looking good. Right, so once we get that break, again, we already have an hour till the NY open, so we'll get that confirmation as to what price wants to do. And then we'll go on from there, guys. We'll go on from there. Nah, no way you call me a tank. You're the tank here, brother. Good try, good try. What's good, my brother? Good rising. Doing great, man. I can't complain. Every day's a great day. Whoa, whoa, never fighters go. Yo, when does new COD season start, man? We got till 12, man. We got fucking 3 hours. 3 hours, man. 3 hours. No. There's patch notes. Let's look at the patch notes. Um, anti-cheat update. Anti-cheat, particularly in rank play, have been particular sore point ever since season one. New maps. Nice. Bounty. Dealership. Lifeline. Oh, Lifeline is like fucking uh the map from BO2, the boat, the yacht. What's the boat called on BO2? I forgot. We got a minute. This is gonna be a nice little break of structure in the 5-minute time frame. Just want to see, do we have any Engulfing candles that probably printed in the 1 hour, nothing in the 1, nothing in the 30. Actually, yeah, the 30 we have one. That's not a valid one though. 15, nothing in the 5 minute, nothing. In the 1 minute, nothing here either. Okay. So we'll wait for this 5 minute BOS. Don't like that the first green candle doesn't have a top wick, but it's all good, man. We can't be beggars, can't be choosers, man. So we'll see. Got 35 seconds. Oh, alright, we're good. We gotta wait till 12. Alright, so we're finally getting this BOS on the 5 minute time frame. Right after fucking waiting here for a whole hour. Finally got the break of structure, so now we know we're trading between this higher low and that higher high, and we're looking for a pullback. Once we get the pullback, we'll get the entry. Alright, and I'll be looking for a 50 EMA pullback. I'll be looking for a 38.2 50% fib retracement. We're looking at a 7 pip stop loss on this one, so it should be good. Euro AUD. This is gonna be in the 5 minute time frame. Let's take a look at gold. Gold, we're still sitting at the same spot. No engulfing candles to work with. Then US 30, we still have an hour to 9:30 hour, or we got 30 minutes. But this is looking good. We want to see a valid break. We're still testing, right? No valid break of structures just yet. We'll keep an eye on US 30 since we're so close to the area already, right? So same break that we saw in Euro AUD in the 5 minute, right? Testing candle, this is the break. Same thing we want to see here in the downtrend. This first red candle is a testing candle, right? We want to see a red candle that closes below the first red candle that closed and without it touching the BOS line, right? So not only that, we also have the 800 EMA. So if we could get price to break below our 800 EMA and give us a valid break of structure, those are two confirmations that price will continue the price to the downside. If not, then again, we'll just be following structure, right? Higher highs and higher lows the entire time here at the top. So we just got to be patient, wait for these confirmations, guys. Once we wait for these confirmations, we'll know exactly where price wants to go. Either price will reject these lows and continue the push to the top side, or they'll break these lows, give us a retest to continue the push down to the bottom. So we'll keep a close eye on EA and US 30 here. EA, again, I'm kind of just looking for a pullback in this area, right around the 38.2 and the 50% fib retracement, which is also the previous break of structure, right? So we also have the 50 EMA hanging around here as well. So we'll definitely be looking for a pullback around this area. And again, we'll be looking at a, just to keep it easy, right? We'll be looking at a 5 to 6 pip stop loss, and our TP will be 30 pips, right? About 30, 33, 32 pips. So it's not too bad, right? It's not too bad. We'll be looking at a position something like this. A little 1 to 5 never hurt nobody. So we'll see what we do here. Any questions, guys? Let me know. Any pairs you guys are looking at that you guys want me to keep an eye on, let me know. If not, then again, we'll just be patient, wait for these pairs to do what they gotta do, and then we'll take the entries accordingly. average EMA 50. Still waiting for that BOS to happen on US 30 as well, gentlemen. So we'll be still waiting for that BOS to happen before looking for an entry. And for Euro AUD, we're getting close. I'm looking for that pullback a little bit steeper. Kind of waiting to see if price wants to give us a pullback between 38.2 and 50%, which is also the 50 EMA that we have here. So I kind of want to see just a little bit of a steeper pullback before I get into this trade. And then we'll go on from there. Again, I'm trying to minimize the stop loss, right? I'm trying to minimize how many pips our stop loss is going to be, because there's no point in taking a one-to-one trade, in my opinion, right? It's good for the portfolio, it adds up, it's compounds, right? Compounds what you already have, but the risk to reward needs to make sense whenever I get into a trade. So I want to wait for a little bit of a steeper pullback. At this point, I don't think we'll get one on the 50%, but we'll wait it out. We'll see what price wants to do. We haven't used that 10, so we'll get a little bit of volume. I don't want to get into a trade a little bit high for us to then get wicked out of the trade when that news hits. You know what I mean? So we'll be patient. We'll wait it out. Order filled. So we're looking good. Let's take a look. Gonna give this stop on the 5 minute a little bit of leeway, right? We have that news at 10, so I'm gonna definitely um give this one enough space to run, if anything. But it's looking good, right? We have the 372, the third day push, right? We had the change of character, we have the break of structure, we have the pullback, we have the 50 EMA, which is what we're looking for price to bounce off on, right? So right now we're looking good. We'll see if this wants to end up playing out. Should be a good trade, right? We were in a zone of consolidation, we broke above our zone of consolidation, we have the retest, we have a week of rise, right? Daily time frame, again, we are in V2, we're looking for that third push to the top side, no gaps at the bottom, the EMA crossings are amazing. 50 cross above the 200, we're on the bounce off the 50 on the daily time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, we're on the bounce of the 50 as well. Again, we have that break of structure, so everything is looking good here on this pair, right? Especially this 372. Again, the 372 in the 30-minute time frame. Also, we had to change. We had a zone of consolidation, right? On top of the fact that we had a zone of consolidation, we had the change of character. We have the break of structure. We also have the break of structure of the zone of consolidation, which we got the retest last night during Asia session. So this one looks picture perfect, guys. This is a picture perfect trade, right? Lower time frame, change of character, break of structure, bounce off the 50 EMA, 372, right? This one looks like it's gonna be a pretty easy trade to take. That 10 o'clock news is the only thing that's kind of pushing me back from this, but it's all good, right? End of the day, I took the trade. We'll see what price wants to end up doing here for us. So should be a good and should be a pretty fast trade too. So we'll see what price wants to end up doing here. Take a look at US 30. US 30 still got to give us that BOS before taking any trades. So we're still waiting on US 30. Any questions, guys? Let me know. Any pairs you guys are looking at in specific, let me know. How do we look at the 15? Any engulfing candles in the 15? No. Okay. Wait this one out. We'll see what price wants to do. we're still not. Dude, 30, come on, man. Give me the break, give me the break. Straight to stop loss, you wish. Not yet, probably at 9:30. With our fucking luck. Now, I'm still expecting a steeper pullback. That 50% fib retracement is really where I want to see that pullback to. So we'll see what price wants to do here. Got 9:15. Yeah, 9:15. Let's see. Where's gold at? What did gold do? What did gold do? I forgot about gold. We're on the 50% fib retracement now, gentlemen. We'll see what price wants to do here. Gold, gold just looks like it wants to just keep pushing up to the top side. That's all good. Right, so definitely not gonna get a type 1 pattern in a downtrend. But once again, it's not what we were expecting anyway, based on the fact that we don't have that BOS, based on the fact that we don't have a break below the 800 EMA. Still looking for price to give us a pullback, right? To respect the internal time frame, lower lows and lower highs. So we'll, at this point for gold, I'm not really gonna be looking for any entries. I want to see how price reacts at these highs, right? If price could give us something like this, then we'll be looking to take these trades, right? Going short, going into the rest of the week on gold. If we end up breaking above, then we know we could take this trade, right? It's just super simple, right? Gold will follow gold structure when it comes to it. And then our next trades, once we get into these zones, will be once we break these lows to continue. So gold at this point, I'm just gonna shut this one off, and we'll focus on EA and US 30. So let's save this chart. Then US 30, we'll wait for that BOS to happen on the 1 minute time frame. And I have EA on the screen. That shit straight wins, straight to stop loss. Yo, Kendall, what's good with that bad juju, man? You can't have that negative energy in the chat, man. What the fuck? About to ban you from this shit. This engulfing candles in the 4 hour. Yeah, okay. And then in the 1 hour, I don't have anything in the 1. In the 30, could get another engulfing candle in 11 minutes, but I'm not looking for an engulfing candle at a higher high, especially a bullish engulfing candle at a higher high. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we'll just continue to monitor US 30 in the 1 minute. Then we'll see what price wants to do. At this point, we know we're trading between lower low, lower high. Right, so price breaks above here, then we know that we're going to continue that push back to the top. But yeah, we'll see. We got a couple minutes left for the 9:30 open, so we'll be patient with US 30. At this point, I'm gonna wait till 9:30, 9:35, 9:40, right? If we don't have an entry on US30 by 9:45, we'll wait for the news, right? The news hits at 10 o'clock. Once again, I'll pull that up on the screen, right? We have news at 10. Once the news passes 10:15, if price doesn't go straight into take profit, or straight into where STP or the ADR is, then we'll look for an entry at 10:15, and then I'll give the stream till 10:30, and then we'll go off at 10:30. He said, my bad, bro, that's on me. Maybe you should shower. Maybe I should, bro. I was just thinking about that. Like, yeah, bro, I haven't showered yet. That's probably why. You're not wrong. And then before we go off, we'll go through the pairs once again, one by one, and we'll talk about them. We'll see what they did, what they ended up doing. And then we'll go off, and then we'll be back again tonight for the isolation session, guys. So let's see what these pairs want to do. EA is just still sitting there at the same retest zone. It's kind of just edging us. Pause. The facts. See, something that not that I missed, because it doesn't show on the fucking on TradingView, but on my broker's chart on TradeLocker, there's a gap in the market a little bit lower than the 50% fib retracement. So if I would have seen that gap on the broker instead of using the TradingView chart, would have had a different position for that entry. So at this point, let's see what happens. That's on me. I should have seen both charts, but we'll see. Right, price just filled that gap up, so I'll see. Yeah, it just filled the gap up, and then fucking price just started shooting up. But it's in the 5 minutes, so it's nothing crazy. But we'll see what price wants to do. If it goes into stop loss again, either way, we'll talk about the trade. We'll give it till 10:30, right? So we still got another hour. At 10:30 again, we'll go over each and every single pair that we had on our list, and then we'll see what ended up happening and what's going on. So we'll see. Show the chart. I'll show the chart here on EA, but the gap on TradeLocker, you see, like, it hasn't even filled it, or it hasn't even reached it here. And I moved my stop loss a little lower because of the gap too, so my stop loss is down here at 10 pips. So the gap on TradeLocker, I'm not gonna open TradeLocker on here for obvious reasons, but the gap is here. And on TradeLocker, it tapped it. Literally, this red wick tapped it, and then you can see how price is pushing up now. So it's pretty much what it is. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I want to take a look at US30. I know we have 8 minutes for US30. We know price is gonna move like crazy. Kind of want to see if price respects this Phillips zone, right, in the 4 hour, because this is the engulfing candle in the 4 hour. So if price ends up closing above this zone, then we'll most likely continue this push to the top side. And then that goes for who was it in the chat this morning that said, oh, you guys are snoozing, US30 going short, right? That's Mr. Long. Pause, man. Your name is kind of your Discord name is a fucking pause moment. But Mr. LH, right? Yeah, we'll speak about it, right? US30 looks good for shorts for obvious reasons that we're in a higher high. But again, how could you look for shorts when price is still giving you higher highs and higher low in every single time frame, right? That's pretty much it. That's the only thing I could really say about that trade, right? The shorts obviously would make so much sense, but we have to wait for those confirmations, right? And those confirmations are in the lower time frames, right? Not only the lower time frames, but if we could see that price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows in every single time frame, then there's nothing for us to trade. There's no shorts to be given. So I hope that makes sense, Mr. H. My bad, I don't have the chat open if you guys are typing. I have the trade locker chart under the screen real quick. Um, Now fly to TP, blow the candles. Yo, 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 crazy. I'm about to go under my monitor and start blowing up on the screen. Facts though. No, bro. It is crazy. The the difference in feelings. Like again, like I remember 2-3 years ago, I'd be super fucking, and E would tell you I would have to call E and be like, yo, I gotta take a piss, man. I can't sit here and just look at the charts. Anytime I would be in a trade, it'd just be super anxious, super nervous. But there's a difference between 2-3 years ago to now, right? 2-3 years ago, the trades I was taking, I wasn't confident. You know, there wasn't enough data for me to be confident in the trade, right? And it's like the analogy I always give you guys during the isolation sessions and the weekly market breakdowns, right? Like, just think of trading the same way you would think of school, right? Whenever you're at school and you have to present a paper, you got to take a test. If you didn't study for it, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be anxious. But if you studied for it, then you're going to be confident. You're going to know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And that's really what it is. Like, now is we take a trade when we see our positions, and that's it. We set our stop loss, set our take profit, and we let price move, right? It has to do what it has to do. And then vice versa. If none of our rules are being followed, then we can't take a trade, right? So end of the day, you have your trading journal. Again, at least I have a trading journal. My trading journal is always in front of me. Whenever I'm taking a trade, I have it open. I follow my rules, step 1 to step 7, right? If one of my rules aren't being followed, then there's no trades to be taken, right? If all of my rules are being followed, then perfect, we take it, right? And that's exactly what EA is today, right? We have a 372. On top of the 372, we're at a higher high, higher low. We're on the higher low point. We have the bounce off the 50 EMA. We had the change of character, break of structure in the lower time frame, right? So every single rule right now for that trade is being followed, which is why I took the trade. Now, what happens after I take the trade, whether it hits TP or stop loss, it is what it is, right? If it hits stop loss, then we do the same shit that we said at the end of the stream, right? We'll go over the pair, we'll talk about it, we'll see why it went south. Did I miss anything, right? Is there something that I overlooked, something that I just didn't see in the moment, right? We talk about it. If it hits TP, same thing. We talk about the trade, the entry, why it moved the way it moved, and why it went to take profit. So, you know, and I always say it, there's certain people who always just say, oh, set and forget, right? And then that mentality is just stupid, because again, you're not learning anything, right? So if you go ahead and you take a trade, you have to back test, you have to forward test, you have to live test. Mr. Adrian, great rising, my brother. I'm doing amazing, man. Always doing good. Every day that we're alive is a beautiful day, man. Can you teach us your rules? Yeah, of course. Yeah, my rules are pretty much the same as every day. You know, I do go over the rules. I'll do that towards the end of the stream though. So we'll you know, so we can focus here on the charts. We got 3 minutes till the NYC open. So once we finish with the trading session in about 30 minutes, then I'll go over the rules. I love you too. See you later. Thank you, no problem, Major. No problem. Any questions, guys? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over? Any trades you guys took today that you guys want me to go over and explain and look at? Anything at all, let me know. Any pairs you guys are keeping your eyes on? Right, so now here in the 1 minute we have another higher high, right? Another change of character. So US 30 at this point is just faking lows, faking highs, right? If you don't know what a real break of structure is, you probably took these trades thinking that price was going to make lower lows and lower highs, and price went straight into stop loss, right? So again, these are the very reasons why we have to be patient and understand the rules, because if you don't understand your rules, then you're just going to take some bullshit trades. Right, so again, at this point for US 30, if we don't have an entry by 9:45, which is 15 minutes before the 10 o'clock news, then I won't be looking for any trades until 10:15. And then from 10:15 to 10:30, if we have an entry, then beautiful, we'll take it. If we don't have any entries by 10:30, then I'll be done for the day, and we'll be back again tonight for the isolation session. EU doing the pullback you were talking about on Sunday. Let's take a look. 9:30. 9:30, you see how price reacts on US 30, just moving crazy. So we'll see. EU giving us the pullback. Let's see. Yep, exactly. Right, not only EU, but you see how we had it drawn up, right? This is my little point of interest that I wanted to see price give us a pullback to. So yeah, EU is doing exactly what it needs to do. Right, we know that EU, once again, we have 3 months to drop counter going against the overall trend. This month I'm expecting price to either go up or move sideways, and right now it looks like price wants to go up. Right, in the 4-hour time frame, we have 2 weeks of rise. This week being the 3rd week, we were expecting price to give us a new push to the top side, give us a new high, and price already did that. Right, not only that, but we're looking for a pullback. Right, the pullback that we were looking for is around the 200 EMA, which again in level 2, that's where we want to see price bounce off on. Right, for a few days we were here just testing the 200 EMA, and then we finally got the break. Once we got the break, the higher high, we're looking for a higher low. Right, we got the pullback and we were right on it. So this is a beautiful market structure here for Euro USD. Something that I missed here, an engulfing candle has not been tapped into yet. This could be a good zone. We missed this one. Little engulfing candle. Price hasn't tapped into it yet. Would love to see price give us a little bit of a steeper pullback into this engulfing. That would be perfect. 1 hour engulfing. Is it a valid engulfing? Am I bugging? Like red, red, green? Yeah, why did we miss this? I didn't see this the other day. Or I didn't see this on Sunday. Beautiful engulfing candle. So we could take that purple square off. We already know that our little point of interest is going to be this 1 hour engulfing. Right, and then again we have 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, we know the market's going to go down or move sideways, and right now we went down. So EU is looking good. Right, I would love to see price on EU respect these lows and then continue the push from here. And then at this point we had higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low. Right, so we know we're trading between this low here and then this high up here. And we'll talk about this at 10:30. Before we go offline, we'll talk about this trade. And then obviously tonight during the isolation session, we'll go over this pair as well. We'll update the chart and everything that we need to. The EU is looking good, and I'm assuming GU looks very much the same. Right? Yeah, GU looks literally the exact same. We had higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, change of character. 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, the next day, which is today, we know price is gonna go down or move sideways, and we ended up going down. And it's the same exact thing. Right, this one on the weekly time frame, we know we have a weekly engulfing candle. This is where we want to see this pullback. Right, on the daily time frame, similar to EU, we have 3 weeks or 3 months of drop. This month I'm expecting price to go up or move sideways, and right now we're back on that no net, so it could finish on a no net. On the 4-hour, check out silver. I got you, give me 1 second. Where would you take that trade? My bad, Adrian. For which pair? For GU? Give me 1 second. For GU you're talking about, Adrian? What's good, Albert? What's the stream, my brother? For GU, I'm kind of waiting for the retest. So we have a weekly engulfing candle, right? Obviously, this trade here would be way too big of a stop loss, right? So I want to see another engulfing candle pretty much on the 30 or the 1 hour. And we don't have that right now for GU, right? So right now I'm looking for the EMAs, right? So I know that the bounce off the 200 EMA is where we want to be at. Now once we get the bounce off the 200 EMA, is going to be very similar to what we just took on EA, right? What I want to see now when we have to bounce off the EMA, right? Once we're bouncing off the EMA, right? And in this case we're bouncing off the 50 EMA. What do I want to see in the lower time frames? In order for us to take a valid trade, we need to see a change of character, we need to see a break of structure in the retest. So G would be very similar, right? Once we bounce off the 200 EMA, we'll be going down to the lower time frame, right? Which in this case would be the 5 minute or the 1 minute. Once we start seeing lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high, higher low, right? Once we start seeing this type of movement, boom, change of character, higher high, higher low, break of structure, right? Higher high, higher low. This is where I'll start looking to take a trade to continue that push back to the top side, right? Very similar to the EU trade, right? In this case with EU, we have an engulfing candle, but it'll be the same thing. Once price gets into the engulfing candle, once we get the retest of the engulfing candle, we'll go down to the 5 minute time frame, the 1 minute time frame. You know, the day that price gets here, we'll know what time frame to go to, right? And in the 5 minute time frame, you can see we're still making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Boom, let's say price gives us lower low, lower high, boom, lower low, right? Once price gives us change of character, break of structure, this is where we'll start looking to take a trade to continue that push to the top side. So it's very similar, right? Very similar to everything is similar. It's all the same trading rules. We trade them the exact same way. You know, the engulfing candles just gives us a point of interest as to where we would want to see price give us a pullback to, right? So right now we just gotta wait for price to give us that confirmation. Once we get that retest, you know, then we'll take it. And then that goes for the other question, like why wouldn't I just take this trade as soon as it goes into the engulfing? Is because if I take this trade, this is a 23 pip stop loss. I'm not gonna trade with a 23 pip stop loss. It just doesn't make any sense, right? So instead of trading with a 23 pip stop loss, right, we're gonna do the exact same thing we did with EA, and we'll wait for the change of character, we'll wait for the break of structure, and instead of having a 23 pip stop, we'll have a 10 pip, 5 pip stop loss, which is 100 times better, right? So we can see EA filled that gap and went straight back into profit, but right now we're back and forth from being in drawdown to being in profit. So we'll keep a close eye on EA. Definitely should be a pretty good trade, but let's see, man. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm waiting for on EU. Would love to see a little bit of a steeper pullback, but I do like what price is doing now. GJ never gave us anything for today. Price already hit STP. GU, we already talked about it, right? We'll be looking for the same thing that we're looking for on EU. Oil was the other one that gave really nice entries, man. I missed these entries for oil, but again, the timings for them just weren't in our session, right? So it's all good. We'll get another opportunity on oil, man. I love trading oil. But oil is one of those pairs that sometimes you have to be up during the end of London to kind of take the trade. Could you take a trade during NYC? Of course, as you've seen, the last trade I took on oil was December 5th. But it was a beautiful trade during the NYC session. But everything else, right? This one, same thing during the NYC session, gave us a type 3 pattern, straight into profit. This was in October. So you can see I don't trade oil too much, not as often as I would like, but I like waiting for my rules on oil, right? Oil gave us a beautiful trade here that I didn't take. Straight into profit as well. Had an engulfing candle retest, straight into profit. But again, you guys know I'm very strict with my rules, right? If there's one thing that doesn't make sense on our rules, then I don't take the trade, right? This was another entry on the 30-minute engulfing candle retest, straight into profit, which was in July. So you can see I literally take one oil trade every month, right? This one was in June, type 3 pattern. Very strict on my rules, guys. Very, very strict. And that's why I'm always confident in my trades, because I already know what's gonna win and what's not gonna win. Right then, I haven't taken a trade. This was in January, so yeah, beginning of the year last year. So in a year, I've taken what, 4 trades on oil. Right, 1 trade in June, 2nd trade in July, We missed this trade in August, right? And then we took a trade in October, and then we took another trade in December, and that's it. And then we missed this trade as well at the end of December, and then we missed this trade in the beginning of this, well, a couple days ago, beginning of the week. So beautiful trade here as well. 4-hour break, retest the engulfing candle. As soon as we got the retest, it went straight into profit. So should be a pretty good year, guys. Should be a pretty good year. Alright, so there you go. US 30 went back up to the top side, guys. Gave us a retest of this 4-hour engulfing candle and went straight into profit. Did not give us that 30-minute engulfing. Did not give us a 15. No, not a valid 15-minute engulfing. My bad, was typing in the chat in the Discord. Any other questions, guys? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over? Let me know. Anything else you guys are looking at? Gold at this point already hit STP, right? So gold is looking good again. I would love to see what price does here at these highs for gold. Are we gonna follow the internal lower lows and lower highs? Is price gonna reject these change of characters inducements and then just continue to push to the top side? Oh, silver, I got you. Silver. So silver, right? We're in a very similar situation with silver with every other commodity and index, right? We're in peak high territory. We're stuck in this little zone of consolidation, right? Daily time frame, no engulfing candles, right? And the 4-hour. Let's update this real quick. We have a week of drop, 2 weeks of drop. This week gave us a no net. Weekly no net. This week gave us a no net. It was a slight rise. We'll give it a rise. This week, price gave us a rise. And the next week, price gave us a rise and no net. Right, so could we expect this upcoming week to give us a fourth push to the top side? Right, and it gave us the new high, and once it gave us the new high, it ended up giving us another no net. So now we're just moving sideways. Okay. So now on the 30-minute time frame, we had market structure. We're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Higher low, higher high, and then boom, price gave us a change of character, lower low. So we know we're trading between this high and this low. Now we also have a day of rise on here, right? We have a day of rise, we have a day of drop. Right, it's kind of very it looks very similar to gold in the sense where internal time frame, right, we're still making lower low, lower high. External, we have a change of character. So in order for us to continue to go short, I need to see a break of these lows, right? We don't have any engulfing candles, right? No, nothing in the 1, nothing in the 4, nothing in the 30. Let's look at the 5-minute real quick, and then the 5-minute structure is the exact same as gold, very similar to gold, right? We're still trading between this high in the 5-minute and this low in the 5-minute, so we don't even have internal change of character break of structures to take. This is just kind of just still trapping traders in a sense, right? Again, we know that overall we're in a little zone of consolidation, right, where price rejected the lows again and started to push to the top side. So now at this point, what I really just want to see, which is again the same thing that I want to see on gold, and we have a gap here at the bottom, so this kind of changes the trajectory of what I was just about to say. We have a gap here at the bottom of the market, so would love to see price push down to the bottom, but before we could see price push down to the bottom, what I want to see is that break of structure after the change of character. So if price gives us this break of structure, then I'll be taking these trades back down to the bottom to fill that gap up. And then again, internal structure, we're still just making lower low, lower high, right? Could this be a lower low to continue into a lower high? For sure. So this is a pretty good trade, to be honest. Looks like a pretty decent chart to look at. But again, I would just always wait for that break of structure to happen before anything else. And then if not, right, it'll be the same thing as gold. If price ends up breaking above these highs, then we know we could take these trades back up to the top over here. Very similar to what gold is doing, right? Where at this point, if gold breaks above these highs, we know we could take these trades back up to here, right? And then we'll just have to be patient because this is the daily highs as well. So yeah, it'll be literally the exact same. We're either going to wait for that break of structure to happen down here. Once we get the break of structure, we know price is just going to continue. Or if price, at this point, since STP 80 has already been hit, we're going to see price either break these highs to continue, or this is where we'll see price give us that retest of the engulfing candle, right, to then continue going short here. So at least gold, has these engulfing candles that we could play around with. That'll give us more confirmations as to where price wants to go. Silver doesn't really have those engulfing candles, but it's very similar, right? End of the day, it's all about market structure, and reading the candlesticks is really what it's about at the end of the day too. So those engulfing candles just give us a little bit more insight and give us a little bit more leeway to take a trade. But it's the exact same thing. We're looking for the exact same thing. But we'll see. Yeah, silver and gold are definitely good ones to keep an eye on. Again, especially if gold gives us that retest, right? If gold goes to these highs and you start seeing that it's making lower lows and lower highs, then you already know you have a simple trade to take. And obviously this is gonna pay out a lot more than silver. But at least with silver, you could also know you could pretty much take this as a little swing trade. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can, right? Price is gonna go right back down to fill that gap up. So you will have one entry up here, you will have your second entry here, you will have your third entry here, and then possibly another entry before TP is hit at the gap, at the filling of the gap. Oil, yeah, I saw oil already. Oil's on my list. Yeah, oil is just following the structure, man. It's just making lower lows and lower highs. At one point, I was really wanting to see price give me a steeper pullback up here. We never got that, but then we got the change of character break of structure. We got the retest of the 4 hour. So like I already knew this shit was gone, right? The entry for oil, like I explained a few minutes ago, that entry was here, right? So we kind of missed that entry yesterday, but it's all good. That happened at 4 in the morning, so it's not like I'm up for that anyway. So it is what it is. And then as soon as NYC opened, it just went straight into profit, similar to now. So if oil ends up giving us a 372, if we got a second day of drop today and with a pullback, then we know that tomorrow we'll take this trade again, and this is gonna be a pretty good trade. But we're still good. We still got enough room on oil to take a trade. so I'm not in a rush with it. But oil looks good. Going short, yeah. Yeah. Oil's looking good. EA is looking good too. We'll see what price wants to do here. And then US 30 went back up to the highs, right? Trapping traders, going back short. Any other pairs, guys? Anything else you guys are looking at? Anything else you guys want me to explain? Anything you guys want me to go over? If not, we'll just sit here and see what price ends up doing. We have news in 10 minutes, so we'll see how the news affects the market. I'm in an active trade again. That active trade is EA. You know, I'm at a point where we're a little too close to our entries still. And with that news, I'm just not comfortable enough to. I'm not gonna move my stop loss, right? It is what it is. With this trade, I'm gonna leave my stop loss where it's at. I'm not gonna try to put it into break even again with that news that's coming out in a few minutes. You know, I don't want price to just spike my entries at break even and then it going into profit. So we're just gonna leave our stop losses where it's at. It is what it is. I'll take the hit if it ends up fucking me up, but I'm confident in the trade, so I'm just gonna leave it how it is. And then everything else we'll keep an eye on. I'm really interested to see what gold and US 30 are gonna do with the news, so I'm gonna be looking at that. But again, any questions, guys? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over? Anything you guys want me to explain? Any entries you want me to explain? Any reasonings as to why I wasn't looking for an entry on a particular trade or on a particular pair? Let me know. I'll explain it to you guys to the best of my ability. Oh man. Nom 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 nom. Motherfuckers are funny, bro. Got news in 5 minutes, gentlemen. Again, at this point, I'm not moving my stop loss to break even. I'm gonna let price do what it has to do. Um, will I regret it? Maybe. But we'll see. We'll see what price wants to do, guys. That's why I don't really like trading news at all. It's not my cup of tea. But this trade was a little too picture perfect for me not to take it. Right? A little too picture perfect not to take it. Oh shit, I forgot to check my wallet. Ba bum 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 bum. Alright, we got the news hitting now. Let's take a look at gold. Gold, nothing really happened with this news, man. We good? The fuck? Thought we were gonna get some type of volume, but does not seem like we got that volume. Not even on US 30. How's S&P looking? Same thing? Oh, S&P looks a lot cleaner. Only thing with S&P is we got that gap. Oh shit! How does NAS look? Yo, I swear to God, bro. This shit is hilarious, dude. Alright, NAS doesn't have a gap. We're good. Right, then Nvidia and Tesla. Let's look at Tesla real quick. Tesla, we had the 30-minute gap. It was filled. That gap hasn't been filled, and we still got that gap at the bottom. Right, and we know market structure. We're trading lower low, lower high, lower low. Right, then price gave us lower high. Right. Now we're looking for that lower low. Love to see an engulfing candle though. When I'm trading options, I love to see engulfing candles. Those are the easiest trades to take when you're trading options. However, sometimes you won't get those entries, which is why I don't trade them often. But we will see. Where we had day of no net, day of drop, day of no net. We have a green, green, red. Right, but it's not a valid engulfing candle. 1 minute time frame. You have lower low and lower high the entire time. You have low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, boom, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We have a 1 minute, not a valid engulfing candle, but red, red, green. Okay. And then DXY, assuming it looks very similar, but instead of having the gap, oh, we have a gap at the top and at the bottom. Okay. So yeah, gonna be a little patient. Not gonna force anything here on these other pairs. But EA, oh, we have EA open. US 30. Alright, we got that flip zone in the 4 hour. We got the candle closure already. Yes, we did. Right, we have the candle closure back above. Got the little retest for price to continue. And then EA, we're still sitting in the same position, so we'll take a, give it a little room to breathe. We'll give it a little bit. Again, I am expecting price to give us that third push to the top side, so we'll see what price ends up doing here towards the end of the session. Gonna give it till 10:30. If at 10:30 we're still just sitting in this area without no real pushes, I'll move my stop loss to break even, and then I'm actually gonna move one of my entries to break even. Already, I'm gonna move this here. What is the commission on this? Alright, and then I'll have one at break even, the other one I'll keep stop loss where it's at. That's pretty much it. Alright, we'll give it till 10:30. Again, guys, any questions, any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. Anything you guys want me to explain, any pairs, any examples, anything at all, let me know. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. What I kind of want to see here, man, is because already get into that point where 10:30. You guys know I don't really take trades after 10:30. I don't really like leaving trades open um at 10:30 either. What I kind of wanting to see in the 1 minute is the same thing that we saw in the 5 minute, but happened in the 1 minute, right? The change of character, break of structure. We know we had higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, right? And we know that we're still trading between this low and this high. So we're at a point where the 1 minute time frame, in order for us to even look for another potential entry, just to scale in, right? We'd love to see that change of character, break of structure happening in the 1 minute. So, um, what meat? Smack it against the wall. What the fuck are you speaking about, Kendall? Yo, lock in, man. Lock in. Drink some water, man. As one would say, drink some fucking water. What is going on with you? You sound crazier than fucking Magic Mike over here, man. And Mike hasn't been here in a little bit. Say whale meat. Smack it against the wall. That's crazy. Yo, Muhammad, bro. What the fuck are these people on about? But anyway, yeah, since the 1 minute, we're getting close to 10:30. We'll give it 10 more minutes. I'm gonna keep this again. I already have my stops for one of my entries at break even. The other one, I'm gonna keep it where it's at. I'm not gonna move my break. I'm not gonna move my stop loss just yet. I am gonna move it closer though, so I'm not risking the whole thing. Where do I move it to? That's the question. I'm gonna move it in the 5 minute. Let me go to the 1 minute chart real quick. 1 minute chart, stop loss. I'm gonna move it to just down low. And it is what it is, right? Price ends up going here then. I don't want to move it to break even just yet. It's too close to where we're at. And again, the charts just look different, right? On trading view, we don't have this we don't have this lower low, but on trade locker, I do have that lower low. So on trade locker, we do have a change of character, right? And that break of structure we'll be looking for is going to be here, and we still don't have that. It's still just testing. So this is still so just gonna give this a little bit, guys. Again, whenever the charts start looking a little different depending on the server, right, which platform you're using, that's where I kind of get a little like, and I don't want to say antsy, but I hate trading charts like that. I'm gonna close one of my trades, the one that I have the entry at the bottom, right, and I'm gonna keep one open. We're already getting close again to that 10:30. I don't trade pretty much after 10:30. During 10:30, I don't really like it. However, right, this is the first entry I had. The second entry I had was here, right? So I just closed this one. I'm leaving this one open. And we'll continue to monitor these pairs, man. We'll continue to monitor these pairs. We'll see what price wants to do. Again, pretty much on this, we don't have that change yet. We don't have the BOS. So Do you have any engulfing candles that we probably missed? No engulfing candles. So I'm gonna move my stop loss a little bit closer to not risk closing it at a. This is not bad. Okay. And then we'll continue to monitor it. We'll see what happens. Right, at this point we had lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high, higher low, right? The testing candle, but then price came back down and gave us a change of character here, lower low. So the break of structure dream is not alive. I have to continue to monitor. And we'll see what price does. Right, again, the fact that this is a Euro AUD pair, this is an Asia session, London session pair, and the fact that we haven't really gotten any type of volume, right? And price hasn't even done STP. We're just still sitting here, and it's already 10:30. You know, I'm not expecting price to move anymore when it comes to this pair. So I don't know. Let's see. Again, I'm gonna leave my stop loss where it's at. 10:30. If this shit doesn't give us a little bit of volume, then I'll be done looking at this, and I'll close the trade out, and we'll see what happens. Damn. Damn. Alrighty. Yep. So literally exactly what we have predicted, right? And again, it's all coming down to the sessions, right? We understand Euro AUD, no volume at 10:30 is very, very weird, right? That shouldn't be a thing. So once again, just gonna wait this one out, see what happens, right? Again, the first trade that I had open, I closed it in profit, so I'm good. Pretty much running risk free at this point with EA. US 30, right? Mr. Long, Mr. H. Pretty much what we talked about, right? What we talked about and what I said in the chat, right? You said you guys are sleeping on US 30. It's a short. I don't know, man. Price is still making higher highs and higher lows. You gotta really lock in when it comes to market structure long, right? Swing trading is dope and it works, but when you connect market structure with swing trading, you understand that you still gotta wait for the same rules, right? You can't just assume that, oh, we're at a higher high, so now we're gonna go short. Like, no, we have to wait for those confirmations, right? You have to wait for the change of characters. You have to wait for the break of structures Without that, you're just trading blindly. You don't know what you're looking at. So real quick, guys, let's go through these pairs one by one before we go off. Right, so AU, we know that at the start of the day, at the start of the market open, price went straight into STP, went straight down, hit STP, hit ADR for the day. So we didn't really have any trades for AU. EA still sitting in the same this is EA, yeah. EA just still sitting in the same spot where our entry was at. Once again, this is a pair that it's very rare to take a trade for EA for us because this is not normally a pair that gives you entries during the NYC session. This is usually a pair, as you guys can see, that moves as soon as Asia session or London session opens, right? And as you guys can see, I don't really take trades on EA. It's very rare, right? I didn't take one in December, nothing in November, right? I don't think I've taken a trade on EA, right? I have EA on because, again, ADR is really good. The amount of pips it moves is really good. Market structure, when this starts trending, is really good as well. But you guys could see this is not a pair that I trade based on the fact that I trade NYC session, and this is a pair that is traded during London and Asia, right? You can see the trade that I have here. This was a Asia session trade. I think we took this during the isolation session. Beautiful, right? We had a lower low, 15-minute engulfing candle, change of character, break of structure, retest to continue, and this was in April, right? So once again, trading pairs that are out of your session sometimes doesn't make any sense. Sometimes it will, but understanding price action and why it's moving the way it's moving, you guys could see what's happening at this point, right? So EU also just looking for price to give us a steeper pullback. As soon as price as the market opened, it went straight into STP, right? We're missing a few pips to go into the engulfing candle, 3 pips away from it, so we'll be looking for EU to give us that move. ECAD, same thing. As soon as the market opened, it moved, hit STP. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. GA just consolidating, so very similar with GA to EA. GA is a pair that moves during Asia London session. The fact that we're just consolidating, we already knew we weren't really gonna get a push for GA. GCAD, same thing. As soon as the market opened, it gave us that push down to the bottom. GJ has been just kind of consolidating. It went up, went back down, coming back up. We've been in this 30-minute high, 30-minute low. GU gave us STP as soon as the market's opened, so we'll be waiting for that as well. So tonight's isolation session should be pretty good, right? US 30 continued the higher highs, higher lows. USD ZAR is still stuck in the zone of consolidation. Or I'm sorry, USD CAD stuck in that zone of consolidation. USD ZAR still making higher highs and higher lows, but at this point waiting for a pullback due to that gap that we have at the bottom of the market. Gold following structure, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, waiting to see what price wants to do once we get into these engulfing candles. And then oil, same thing, respecting the structure, lower lows and lower highs. So not a bad trading day, right? The first trade we took, closed it in profit. Second one hit break even on this one. So gonna call it a day there, guys. It's already 10:30. You guys know I don't really trade after 10:30 is my call off time. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Any questions, let me know. Anything else you guys want me to explain, let me know. If not, then again tonight during the isolation session, we'll go over these pairs once again. We'll update them, we'll talk about them, and we will go through them once again. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything else you guys want to go over? Great session. I appreciate that, Muhammad. Still kind of slow sessions since, you know, a lot of news is coming out, a lot of shit is still going on, but we're glad that we're still able to find some trades and capitalize on them. You know, not the biggest trades, but profit is profit, man. We always say that. As long as you're compounding your account, generating profits, that's all that matters. Alright guys, we'll see you later tonight for the isolation session at 7 p.m. Peace out.